wieso ich gekommen nach Kollel, my perspective, und wieso ich mal reinkommen, so, das ist eigentlich kein Bankquetsche.
Sie lernen nicht, weil sie bekommen schein Geld. So ganze the energy was tut sich dort. There's something unique.
Ich fühle mich the future gdoilem hier.
Ob kommt, ich komm. Ob kommt nicht, komm ich nicht.
Von wie kommt der Pest? Weil die naturally, I don't see you as this koilling man.
They'll save nothing. They can go and buy housing is cheap in Gateshead.
Just so behind every successful man is a woman who complains. Sorry, a woman who supports.
Bringen wir boem zu noch eine Episode von Pushet Pshat. Hand gehen wir ein bisschen English episode, ein bisschen Jiddisch mit Englisch ausgemischt. Das haben wir sehr gut Gast. Came all the way from Gateshead. Rosh Kollel von Gateshead Kollel. Reb Zelig Kupetz. Welcome to our studio.
Welcome. Shkoich for inviting me. Großes Chis.
From
It's a pleasure having you.
Torah Gates.
Absolutely.
Torah nicht Chassidus.
Just Chassidus?
Nicht Stück in Chassidim dort.
How come? So the Mishpachas Bindige kommt von dort, no?
Ja, ein Mischbuche.
Yeah?
Slowly, it's starting to...
Ja, mit Shem.
So Reb Zelig, welcome. Erzähl uns ein bisschen, wer bist du, von wie kommst du, and how you...
Kim von Gateshead, geboren in Erzstroll. Aber als Kind habe ich gegangen von Gateshead.
Die ganze Spruch hat sich gezeugen?
Mein Tate gegangen gelernt in der famous Gateshead koillel. Auch gearbeitet in Gateshead, ein ganzes Leben. Gegangen in Erzstroll lernen in Yeshiva, David Soloveitchik. Bei der 20 Jahre alt. Und nach dem Chassene gehabt. Gewohnt in Erzstroll ein paar Jahre. And by COVID, I came flying back to the UK. Wasn't sure wie ich gehe wohnen. Gateshead, London, Manchester. And mitten COVID, mitten Lockdown, I had a brainwave as mit darf etwas tun da in England. Bin in Erzstroll, the frische Keuches, the Meer, the Brisk, titzig dorten, in Gelat, Lernen, der Frischkeit, jede Koillel hat der Frischkeit. Man darf etwas tun, hab ich getracht, Lockdown, I was by myself, locked up. I decided, me geht öffnen a Koillel, it's gonna take England by a storm.
And a storm you created, Ari, meine ich, die attended some of the events.
No, I think it's important to do mal sagen, wie sind wir gekommen zu Zelig, yeah? So I was by an event from Next Level, Yossi. It wasn't a podcast.
So I'm saying,
yeah, well, I was helping Yossi out with that event. And ich came was so eine Zelig, ich weiß von der Psa Lutfak in
a Gateshead.
Ich hab so gekriegt, weißt du, Lutfak, a Gateshead, wie Geschmack, was kann du sein? Ich so came, I remember my first video I made from you and I felt like, okay, was verkauft mich der Mensch? Till it was Sunday afternoon, like 6:15. And Zelig said, Ari, stop the production. Go into the koillel a minute. Have a look what's going on there. Ich mal reinkommen dort. Sie ist dort hinterhin gelacht with the white shirts. You can't explain the cold Torah. Ich nicht die Gäste lernen, dann ich enjoy es nicht. Ich mal reinkommen drauf, dann habe ich gedacht, 6:15 on Sunday. Wusste ich nicht, man kommt ein bisschen busy, man trägt schon morgen Arbeit darauf, sitzen dort Menschen, haben nicht kein Schirm. Tage von der Leben. Die einzige Sache ist Rova, Abaya, Ritfe, Arashbe, Toisves, Arashe, that's it. Ich habe auch von Zelig, aber ich komme zu den Suche. Das hat mich auch die ganze Sache. Podcast mit Status, mit Business, mit Properties. Ich komme da ran, sitzen, Geschmack. Es gibt one event, ich habe gekannt, I just moved on. You asked me a couple of times for videos, I ignored them. Später heute gut, ich gemacht London dinner. Und heute gut, der Bucher ist so. Und er zusammengestellt da eine Gruppe von Menschen. Und jetzt auf Shabbos, we go, Juvo, der Bucher ist so, Shabbos, zusammen dich, Shauli. In der ersten Impression, ich habe ein bisschen Luschen hören jetzt, okay? Ich kann das hören. Ich habe Shauli, der Bucher, I'm telling you, he's onto something. Ich sage, Litwisch, ich weiß nicht, sag mal, sei, ich bin nicht gegen Litwische, by the way, aber sag mal, sei kriechen, weißt du, ich meine? Und Shauli, ich sage, Shauli, just you wait. Und noch Shabbos, sag mal, Shauli. Du bist gerecht. Hat etwas in sich. Aber sag nur, erste Podcast.
Ein Tours machst du. Ja, hat das gesagt, aber ich meine, also noch 20 Minuten habe ich schon gesagt.
Freitag bei Nacht.
Ja, Freitag bei Nacht.
Episode
du.
Schön. Das ist mit Plan Shabbos. Das soll ich innen geschehen mit dem Woche.
So back to what we was talking about, yeah?
Ja, ich will zurückgehen ein bisschen.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a brainwave, but why? What did I feel was missing? What was...
So we're saying that was gemacht das Storm. So like you said, we're going to go back now. So ich gekommen durch Covid und hast auch gemacht, du wirst eben rein. Was etwas machen. So let's go back and what in your feeling at the time, what was missing here that you wanted to introduce?
So I think I felt what was missing in England, but they're klal, befrat in the literature Welt, is all the young light they get chasana and then they go to Erzrol Hapoya, come in Tzurich, and they come back and it's a bit of a huff and a puff, like was gleich treffen in England. And Erzrol given alle festen bekommen was gleich treffen in England. And then, you know, and then you look at across the ocean to America, Lakewood Yeshiva,
BMG.
Poison to Ingalat. Well, so I felt that the koillel were all very small in England, to no fault of their own. Alle gitte mekomen satire, feste mekomen satire, very small. There's not a lot of vision and foresight and Geld. Geld is a sehr schwere Sache für koillel. So yeah, the koillel geblieben a kleine Kvitza, a kleine Chabira, and didn't have that energy what you have across the ocean in Erzrol in America. And I felt that was something we could try and replicate, something we could try and bring to England. Is noch a Sache gewesen, as jeder koillel is klein, is me meile, wenn in Gelat willen kommen in koillel, ist ein ganzer application process. So darf nehmen Verhäß, bis einer von 10, was willen herangehen in der koillel. In me meile ist nicht so möglich, as die Gäste weren't accepted in the koillel.
Yeah.
So every koillel in Gateshead, in Manchester, for sure, they were taking 1 or 2, 3, 4 very small amounts a year. So that pushed people to stay in Erzrol, which really is not feasible financially, and people don't want to bring up their kids. Israeli, English will bleiben English, will come in England. And there was Pushet, a lack of places for Ingalat. Befrat Gateshead was not growing the 5-10 years before the koillel opened up. It was very, very small growth because there was 4 or 5 koillelim, all taking 1 or 2 a year maybe. So it's 10 Ingalat a year. It's very, very small growth. And that's where these things together, that's why I decided, okay, we're going to make a change. We're going to bring 18 Ingalat from Erzrol, feste Ingalat Mutsionim, the best Litvish Ingalat, English Ingalat was then in Dalton. We're going to bring them to Gateshead. We're going to start a Besmedrash.
Why did you choose Gateshead?
Because I was born in Gateshead, I was brought up in Gateshead.
Not from a branding perspective.
I felt Gateshead has feste Yisoides von Gedol Yisrael gewohnt dorten. The Gateshead Yeshiva, Gateshead Kollel, Reb Zelig gebaut Torah in Gateshead. And ich habe getracht, dass Gateshead is the
it fits together.
Master makes sense. So I'm auch Torah, so allemal guys in die Yerushalayim von Europa. I made sense that in Gateshead darf es sein. And I knew Gateshead, ich kenne Gateshead, ich kenne alle Menschen, alle Balabatim. I was born there, I was brought up there, I know what... so I started with, when lockdown started lifting, I went to Gateshead, ran around as if a headless chicken, apotheek. Ich will even naar koillel. Ich bin gegangen zu jeder Ballabos. Ich will even naar koillel. Ich will bringen in Gelat kein Gateshead. And jeder it's a good idea, aber how are you going to do it?
Case of Menulan.
In Gelat Menulan. Machst dann eine Sache. The last 20 years, 30 years, it's been, these are the koillelim that people go to. Maybe a koillel opened here and opened there. How are you going to bring together a chabira from like-minded, feste in Gelat, of einmal? And it's COVID, you couldn't fly then, so I couldn't go to Erzrol Bechlal to reden mit in Gelat. This was Tammuz Tov Shin Pei Aleph. Then Rosh Chodesh Elul Tov Shin Pei Aleph, I started recruiting. Ich habe getroffen Rosh Chabira, gewohnt damals in Manchester. Choshwe Geman, is the Rosh Besmedrash from Inzra Kollel.
What's his name?
Rabbi Tzan. He's like the Rosh Kollel. He looks after the Besmedrash. And we started, we made L'chaim, we're opening. The next day he texts me, schick me numbers from Yingalat in Erzrol, and he's going to start recruiting. When I got to Elul Tovshin Pei Aleph till Tovshin Pei till Tovshin Pei Aleph, where we were recruiting. And Elul Tovshin Pei Aleph, the doors started. 21 Yingalat, not 18. 21 Yingalat we managed to.
And what are you offering
bring
these
together.
Yingalat in the process of?
So at the time, then
recruiting is like you sound like you're employing them. You kind of
that's mamash how it is when you're not employing them, but to bring together Chabira from Yingalat, that's the arbeiten. You can't just hang up a settle. People ask me from other ich will einfach an der Koillel und ich weiß, ergens wie in London. I'm gonna put up Zettel in Jerusalem and Ingelat are gonna come. Es geht nicht so. Ein Mann ist a choshva Sach. Sitzt in a land. He's got an ego like everyone else. And rightfully so. Ein Mann sitzt da la Torah weiter. He's not calling up when he sees a Zettel, calling up saying I'm coming. He needs to know who the Rosh Chapira is. He needs to know that he's gonna have Chavarim. It needs to work for him. It needs to be the right type of learning for him. Nicht zieh Staat, nicht zieh. It has to work for him. Every young man's got his specific requirements. And that's what we had to work. The SDR, in the recruiting, we had to work to see ein Mann getan hat azoi, ein Mann getan hat azoi. Ob kommt, ich komm. Ob kommt nicht, komm ich nicht. And that was a whole year of nerves, mamish. I've never had anything, I never experienced anything since like that. It's going to happen. It's not going to happen. Till the last kiffer, it almost fell apart. Mamish, 3 months before Elul, it almost fell apart. One young man backed out, and he was the guys in the Arisha B'Chabura. And then, and the Renossi, Avram Gurvitz, which we'll come to, we'll speak about Avram, he told us it's going to happen, darfst du gleiben jetzt. It's going to happen, and we carried on, and the rest is history.
So back to this question, what are you offering? Your man came to Israel.
So we're offering, at the time we weren't offering much more than a normal koillel. The frish cat, we were offering a frish cat of 20 young galak coming together. Now today we've branded it. It's not just a brand. Everyone knows Hanechemodim. Sich in Gateshead in Manchester and Golders Green, everyone knows Hanechemodim. The brand is the treasured. Hanechemodim, the treasured. And that's our unique selling point, or that's our ethos. This is, mit dem geht man ein ganzes Leben, alles was ich mache für die Koillel, ist mit Hanechemodim in mind. Was meint Hanechemodim? As jeder junge Mann, was sitzt in Land, jeder koillel junge Mann is treasured. Is the beste Sach, the schönste Sach, was wir haben. He is the pride and joy of Kollel Yisrael. And when you have that in mind, it goes across the Ingelite feel azoi, and the Balabatim feel azoi. That we're supporting something very unique and very treasured. In Lamasa, for the Ingelite, was meant this, we pay well, very well. We look after the families. We make malav malkas for the Neshechal, for the Rebbetzins. All these different, there's lots of different things you can ask, different what we do over the year, but different things what makes the Ingaman feel nicht kan schleppen, nicht kan schnorren, nicht stam was allemaal geriefen our bankquetscher, is the pride von unserer nation.
You're forming the future Gdoilem here. It's nicht...
Es ist nicht, weil wird sein, geht werden a Godel.
Nein, aber es ist weil in seiner Machschiff teure und ins Willen so sitzen lernen, ins Willen rauskommen.
Pushet von der sitzen lernen, das will man supporten.
Yeah. So from a technical point, what looks at the tools shine. What other stuff have you put in place to support these young lads in order to make it possible for them to sitzen lernen und kann dages?
Eine Sache, sehr wichtige Sache, sehr wichtig. In Gateshead, der Manchester, befragt, ich kenne seinen Stanford auch, ist allemal gewähnt, als die Gelat, die darf gar nicht schnorren. Die Gelat von der Koillel, hast du Koillel von 25 Gelat, ja, die Gemeinde geht zu einem anderen Platz auf der Welt, in alle Ecken von der Welt, und sie darf gar nicht schnorren von der Koillel. Collecten, nicht schnorren, nicht dabei. And I said, I'm doing, no young man will have to collect a penny. Sie können sitzen, wenn man noch als ein Nefesh, ein ganzes Jahr, und gar nicht. After a campaign, einmal ein Jahr, but they don't have to go out collecting, and that was a huge thing for the Litvische Oilemateur in England. That was a huge thing that had never happened before, as in Geleit darfen nicht gehen schnorren. There's going to be one guy, that was me, who's going to take on the ganze budget. Correct,
but I think to...
And that, in Geman, hat andere feeling jetzt. As it's Pushet, is like a, wie Shauli sagt, there's a Godel. He's the future Gedolim. Sie sitzen, lernen a ganze Tag. A ganze Jahr, a ganze Tag. They don't have to worry about anything.
Correct, but ein bisschen tiefer in Shauli's question, ja. Versteht sich, wie Gisi bei mir in Velaro sehr wichtig, mit das lernen die ganze Zeit. But ich kann sie lernen, mit der Ruhigkeit, darf man nicht so nefisch.
Panossa.
Now, I assume, lass mal assume, the tools shine, ja. Aber ich glaube, the tools shine ist Pushet, was eine normale Arbeit macht on a weekly basis oder on a bi-weekly basis wage. Jetzt ein Mensch so hat eine große Family, hat Kinder, darf Gassen machen Kinder. Like, wieso hat man nicht so nefisch, ob hat nicht, basically nicht, oder suchst du, die support the family, sie kommt zu Jontov mit Kleidern, mit andere Sachen.
Es Jontov sicher gibt man, aber Stamm, the wage, the salary, was ein Mann bekommt, ist genick. Also kann leben mit, was bekommt von der Government, ist genick. Ich habe gemacht, wie groß die Sprache ist, bekommt mehr ein bisschen, ja, der Kind, was hat, bekommt mehr.
In Gassen machen?
Ich halte nicht noch einfach Gassnes. Ich habe gehabt, ich habe jetzt was gemacht, Gassen, ich habe einen Schein gegeben.
So basically, du sagst, dass at the moment in geladenes Land dort haben nicht kein Tage, kein Grocery, kein Kleider. Und so passt das auch, dass, because das ist der Länder ganze Tag, darf man sagen, andere Sachen. Sei es so gucken Leben ist teurer.
Sie haben nicht da Sogas, wo sie haben. Die Gashmiers gerne in Hotels Shabbos. Sie haben nicht. They pass bei Malach Teuchel, Mamisch, in Gelad, they don't have expectations. Wenn sie kaufen einen Stieb, ja, sie gern, dann machen das nicht immer eine ganze scheine Sache. They in Gelad, true to their name.
Die wirst accepted, Chassidisch in Gelad auch into the koillel?
Sicher.
Sicher, ja? I tell you why I'm asking.
Ich darf fragen, darf ich fragen der Rashiva, aber...
I tell you why, was ich frage, wegen... Ich gehe nach koillel, my perspective, und wieso ich mal reinkommen, aber sagt, es ist eigentlich kein Bankquetsche. Weißt du, man sucht die ganze Zeit, die Mann lehnt mich durch koillel, sitzt man wie so ein Achreis. Wie so ein Achreis sitzt in koillel.
Achreis, verwusst.
Family, Kinder, so losgegangen, bringen ein paar Nüsse. Es war ein ganzer Movement letztens, als ein Mann, was bei MS halt nicht beim Lernen, der ist noch ein bisschen gar aus Arbeit und bringt ein paar Nüsse, sitzt nicht leidig. So, ich trage, dass du sagst, ich eingeladen, because ich weiß nicht, ich stehe für die Kollel, aber ich nicht aware von der Kollel, was die macht, was bezahlt scheint. Because darauf eingeladen werden, bezahlt. Ich mein Kollel.
Ich darf sagen, also in Gateshead, Golders Green, Mensch, the Kollel do pay nicer.
Ich hätte spezifisch für Stanford. Ich bin ein Kollel für 11 hours. Ich bin ein Kollel für 100 von...
Ein Tag ist da bekommen von Gateshead.
100. By the way, wenn ich mal ankomme Kollel, ist mein Joshua Kollel gewinnt zur Gläserbrief. Rebbe zur Gläserbrief in Golders Green. Rief mich zu.
Der Rufdaten von Hanechemodim in Golders Green?
Rief mich heran das Zimmer. Rief mich heran dort. Ich komme heran auf der Frischung Imam, der größte Talsbattel. Ich rief mich heran dort. Rief mich zu. Ich sagte mich, Ari, lernt du hast echt Potential. Pizza raus von du.
Da hat Zadig Nefisch beim
Tisch. Hast du du, was vergesst nicht eine Sache.
Matzel Nefisch Sache.
Ich finde, eine Sache. Aber wenn die ganze Maslich sagen, dass du Geld, vergesst nicht, wie zu geben der Masse. Aber du hast loads of Opportunities in England, du hast nicht deinen Platz. Okay, das ist eine Story von sich, aber ich rede stamm, als der Movement von geil lernen koillel, ich meine, es wird Sache weniger in Stanford. Und für das geil Jahr an, ist just like a bridge, bis treffen sein erster Job, oder bis gesettelt, oder bis ending in der Honeymoon. So, es kann sonst tun geladen von Stanford Hill, was will hoch mal Sami Service, will kennenlernen dort. That was my question. Oder was du accepted, Stanford Hill geladen?
Ja, aber ich meinte nicht, nicht nur das Geld. Die hast gesehen, das ist angekommen dort, in der Energy, was die hast gesehen in Besmetters, in Gateshead, hinter den geladen, ja, also was man haben nicht in England. Nicht nur, weil, sie lernen nicht, weil sie bekommen schein Geld. Es ist ganze, the energy, was tut sich dort, there's something unique.
Correct, was der Teufel Schreiner.
Ja, aber
I don't think... The meiste HMOs werden gekauft bei unserer Kollel in Stanford Hill. You want property advice, go to Kollel.
If Chas V'Sholem, you miss a Chodesh. What happens if you don't pay a Chodesh? The Ingelaat are not going to walk out of Kollel. What's Pshat? There's a certain energy and a commitment. They're committed to Abaya Verova. They've got a... This is their life. Ich gehe around dort, ich sag mal, ich trage Posset, Kehem Chayenu, Vayrech Yameinu, das ist das. Sie leben das.
Ich wollte recommenden, jeder Single Mensch, schon der nächste Gateshead.
Du gehst einfach visit?
Fahr der Geist der Bakery. Von der Gitter, whatever dort.
Ja.
Kim und Kollel.
Ich suche das dann noch um. Ich suche es schon, ich will noch von uns sein.
Alle Chasnas in derselbe Binyan, in jener Saal, was macht der Dinner. Wenn alle kommen an, alle Gäste kommen von irgendwie von Chasna, alle kommen auch der Kollel zu sehen. Es ist geworden eine Tourist Attraction.
So ich will fragen an Kasha, a spin-off of Ari's question. Was someone nowadays, stell noch bevor you gelaten poachen in der Kollel, da will kommen lernen. Do you accept anyone, oder ist du a process, mach sicher, that the single man actually wants to learn for career here?
So like I said before, that the koillel used to be very makbid, how they used to do the acceptance. That was practically because they didn't have the geld to do. Today, we made our motto is, ein Gemann, was will sitzen lernen, 2 Stunden am Tag, in the free and Nachmittag. Ob will lernen, kann kommen. Und nachdem darf treffen die richtige Chabira. Also treffen nicht die richtige Chabira, hat nicht keinen Platz. Aber bei Etzem, wie ihr seid, ein Gemann, was will lernen, this is his place. We want him. We want every year we go to Eretz to meet in Galat. We make us a matzah when we go to Eretz. Can take a dira and Galat come for interviews.
Was it Baker Bogram from Gateshead Yeshivas?
Nicht Dafka. Englische.
Yeah.
Litvische.
What's that different Chabiris?
So that's another big thing we have by St. Kollel, which we never had. And that's what I'm saying, copying from going after what they do in the Mir and in BMG, is a Chabira for jeder sort limit. So da in Galat was willen in Halacha. So da in Galat was willen in Stam, Gemara, Rashi, Tosfos, Rishonim of a high level. That was our original Chabira. Then we have another Chabira for obviously younger in Galat. Then we have Noshim Nezikin, Baba Kama, Baba Metzia, was man gelernt in Yeshiva.
Shoshnaga Chasapura.
Shoshnaga Chasapura. Sie lernen jetzt die Wammes, das haben wir geöffnet in Elul. Dann ist der Chabura, was lernen Daf Ayomi. Jeden Tag Daf mit der Halacha. It's a serious program. There's another Chabura opening up now, Pushet Pshat. We want to have a place where jeder junge Mann kann treffen seinen Platz. Und sein Chabira, sein Rosh Chabira, was hat lieb. Sein Chavarim, was will lernen mit. That's the uniqueness, and that's what we want to have. And Baruch Hashem, today is 5 Chabiras, 100 in Galat.
100 in Galat?
103 in Galat.
So going back,
5 already applied and accepted for Pesach.
Oh wow.
You find them the diras and all Sachen noch?
That last year we started. That's become harder because there's so many people coming. We had 33 in Galat moved to Gateshead in Elul.
Wow.
33 in Galat.
So nicht nur das Testos von der Kehilla so max noch.
It's good for the economy.
Sicher, sie geht für die Economy. Ich habe gemacht, dass ich Millionen herangebracht in Kehilla.
So I want to go back to the Tzidunab. So es kommt der Vision aus Ungarn, es gegangen head on, mit öffnen koillel. Hand hast du schon aufgesetzt, der ganze System, die Fundraise, du machst, der erste Jahr. How do you bankroll such a thing at the beginning? Hast noch the
first year was the easiest year.
Why?
Smallest budget.
Okay, but how do you
I think the budget then was 300 to 400,000 pounds, and that was 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. So I did the year that we were busy putting together the Chabira recruiting, and I also had meetings against Savach with Balabatim in Gateshead, focused primarily on Gateshead. They wanted it to happen. They were proud of it happening. They wanted to be part of it. We had a committee. We set up a committee, and the Balabatim in Gateshead, they answered the call like never before. Before we started the year, we had on paper Kemata Gansayo. It was mamish amazing. They were giving, by the first meeting, one of the Balabatim said, if we want this to happen, darf man geben. He banged on the table, ich geb der erste Ingemann. 12,000 pounds it was then.
How do you feel then, the erste 12,000 pounds?
I was 25 years old. I felt like a millionaire.
Haben Sie noch auf 12,000 Pfund Kickstart von der Stadt?
Nicht mamish, aber 12,000, then it was mamish. It was such a good feeling. I remember I was speaking then the first year. I was speaking to someone. I was still living in Manchester. He went off the phone to Balabos in Gateshead. I was so engrossed in the phone call trying to convince him to take on Ingerman. I went straight into a car on the roundabout.
Oh no.
The erste crash from the koillel. Nicht the letzte.
But I think this is one of your unique features that you have, that you're genuinely passionate about this project.
Very passionate. It's my. I tell people, you prick my veins in the night, you give me a cut, koillel will come. Hanechemodim will get Arois spritz something.
From wie came the passion? Well, naturally, I don't see you as this koilling man.
So I gelernt in Kollel in Eretz, sehr ernst Mann gewesen.
Ist doch alles.
Ja. Was koillel. Where did the passion come from?
Yeah.
It hurt me that we didn't have this fire and energy of Torah in England. It just didn't sit right with me. I was brought up, a koillel geman was a sehr choshev Sach, but it was always, so, was geht next?
Yeah.
Where is he going to get a stelle? Wie geht es am Magache? Ich gewohne a Chede Melamed, ne. Gewohne a Shiva, Ich wollte machen a Sach, ein Mann, just his career, was sitzt den Land, that is where he, koillel Avreichim rief ihm das. So Pushet, a koillel wie in Gelat sitzen lernen, das ist der Tachlis. Nicht, dass so ein gehen dort und so, get this stelle and that job.
They have achieved their dream.
Exactly.
It's interesting, du weißt? Kann man eigentlich?
No, where it comes from is in Lakewood. That's the Baron Kollel, Torah Lishma. That was Torah, Pushet, Abitzelenen Torah.
So BMG, kommst da ran, this is dann...
Ich gehe around the BMG, hast du mal gewinnt in Lakewood?
Ja, keine BMG, ich habe immer Royal Tour bis von einer mit meinem Rebbe, so.
Ja.
Is
Gegangen dort nach Besmedders?
Zahl von der...
1,000 Inglat, 1,000 Inglat.
It's impressive.
I come out green with envy. What happened to us over here?
Listen,
We have smaller numbers, it's true.
Hast du angefangen der Koillel, wir haben es 25 Jahre, correct?
Ja.
6 Jahre zurück?
No, 4.5 years ago.
So bis gewesen 26 Jahre.
When I started the project, I was 25.
In 10 Jahren, wenn ich an Middle Age, hast du hoch mit schon tausende Menschen.
Mit Shem.
Was mit der Binyan?
10 Jahre, 1000, stommer mehr.
Was mit der Building?
Ich hoffe so.
Your vision to have
The
1000
vision is to have, the sky is the limit. Mamish. I want to have, listen, 100 was, when we started, we made as a Zichron Dvorim, es gestanden dort in 10 Inglat Jahr. Baruch Hashem,
Hat 20 Inglat Jahr.
More.
So, Gateshead.
You asked about building, yeah?
Ja.
So mit Hashem, that's the next thing on the plan.
Jetzt lernt man the Gateshead
The Gateshead shul, the main shul.
They gave no problem, the Platz?
Yeah, they're proud to be part of this. Very, very grateful to them that they, free of charge, I'm there. And the Balabatim came around learning. Shirim for Balabatim. It's also another whole aspect of the koillel. We involve the Balabatim. We want them to be part of the base medrash. They come and they learn. We have shurim. We do little shishi fabrik. We do different things to involve the Balabatim and give them the shenkite, the ziskite from the Torah.
Now, Gateshead is a place where, da wird auch früher gesagt, historically, it's like, the Mukim Torah von England, du dort nach Sacha, wo nämlich gemenschen, der Bewohnung Govitz. How has this been accepted by the leadership in...
So, the Reb Avram Moreno, the Shiva, he's the Nasi of the koillel.
Yeah.
When we opened up, we went to him, we want him to be the Benasias, and he should lead us and guide us, and that's how it is, and we do everything, all the growth, everything that we've done is mamish with his direction, his Das Torah, als was ich mach. Jede Sache, ich mache eine Campaign, ich mache es nicht Internet, weil das nicht. So he's leading the koillel, and some of that's the siyata d'shmaya that we've had has got to do with his input. He comes to give shmiz for Kippur, to give him for Hanukkah, the Hanukkah Mesiba. Sehr involved. Ich gebe ihm a sach mal jede Woche mit Stomach on average, and discuss with him the different things that come up. And he flew now. We did the dinner in London, Golders Green. He flew in specially for the dinner. Private jet. Gave Shikloli, finished Shikloli at 7. He was in the hall for 9:20. But him coming showed that how important it is, how wichtig this is.
That it means to him so much.
Yeah.
So he got his, was bekommen sein Stamp, as going kushe and reden meinen.
Yeah, it means to him, he's leading it. He's asked me to explore opening up in different towns. He's really something which he feels we need in England.
Are you considering opening up Manchester and London, or you want to focus now on...
So Manchester is, Rashi hat mich gebeten, even in Manchester. That's in the middle, ongoing, how exactly what we're going to do. Not for discussion over here. And he also mentioned to me to come to Stanford Hill to open up something for the Hasidish in Galat. Yoitze Gateshead.
Ja, das war Hasidisch, was gar kein Gateshead.
Sach Hasidisch, was gar nicht Gateshead. Nicht Dafka, für Yoitze Gateshead, da saß Sot, in Gemam, was er gelernt, nicht für Shishivas.
Aber Wackes.
Ich meine nicht da in Stanford Hill etwas für so...
Ob sie es ja tun.
Auf eine Größe von ihm.
Etwas ein Kollege man hier zu sehen, es ist ja du, sondern es kann man sagen, ich kann wahrscheinlich kicken.
Yeah.
Sicher ist Platz.
But the challenge from this Nemen
and if they're interested in it, they should also reach out, because we could see if there's something we should be doing.
Absolutely. You can get your numbers. But the challenge of bringing such a thing to Stanford Hill is the funds that, ich meine, die Geld wird ausgeben für England zu können surviven in seiner Koillel, man.
Ich meine, so we're going to Stanford Hill to support such a project.
So, potentially,
Größer passion. I think we're going to, if we do it, we're going to take Stanford Hill by a storm.
I think one of the challenges of doing Stanford Hill is as yes, was Sachgeld na Sach valid na Sach tzadikim, ja, Sachgeld for stock doing Stanford Hill, but every person, 90% of the people have their commitments to their own community. They have Satma, they have visions, they have bells, they have square. And sie gehen nehmen für Menschen große Gelder für a general Zweck.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge, but I think people would have said that with me going to Golders Green, Northwest London, where our budget comes from Northwest London, people would have said, how are you going to do that as well? And I probably thought to myself, how am I going to do that as well? You know, and
then taking the money from Northwest London to Gateshead.
To Gateshead, which Taka is a chiddush that, but it's a national project. This is not just about, it's not about Gateshead or about Manchester or about London. This is about building Torah in England like we haven't had, something which will be here for Doris.
Will you say as 90% from was it yet is fundraising, or 99%?
Today probably 99%.
And where macht ihr bringen?
No, also I focus on opening new chaburas, bringing more young out. That's also a big part of the focus, but that's a tkufa in the year.
So I assume that ich verstanden von den numbers, die das fundraising beërig 2 to 2.5 million a year.
There.
Next
year it's going to be at least 3.5.
3.5. Wieso machst du das? A one-man band?
Ein Wort. Bei Emmes, ein Wort. Sie hatte dich mal. Es ist nicht, ob ich der whatever.
100%.
Bei Emmes nicht.
So, let me ask a bit different. Welche Stadle stiste, als sie hatte dich mal so rankommen?
So, ich habe gemacht, dass der Fundraising ist mein Leben. Das ist die erste Sache. So, ich lebe es ein ganzes Jahr, eine ganze Nacht, ein ganzer Tag. Jeder Tag, 365 days a year. Shabbos, you probably saw me Shabbos, looking around to see who I can...
Sehen Sie, ich schmiss nach Sachen mit mir. Let's mich kluzelig, come on.
No, but it's something which I live with on the way down now to London. This is, busy following up, chasing up pledges. I think a big thing is as well, people want to be part of something, part of a vision. There's a vision over here. I didn't open a koillel to be a Rosh Kollel. We opened the koillel with a vision, with a plan. And people buy into the vision. It's a win-win.
Als je gaat maar mensen bestellen, kom nog geld, dan is ook zelig. You onto nothing. It's not my thing. Just get out of here.
Very, very rarely. I don't do the whole. I'm not a mashulach. I'm not consistent to go knocking on people's doors, and my yesod is as well introductions. If I have a friend who can introduce me to someone, that's the way you'll get into people. That's the way you'll bring more people into your circle, bring more people into this vision and to be part of it. I once heard from a guy in America, he said, you don't fundraise, friend raise.
Good.
Friend
Good
raise. It's Amos. And people become connected to the koillel, become connected to what you're doing. Is marketing is also a big part of it. Just to keep yourself out there the whole time. What you're doing, put videos out, put emails out, adverts in the papers is...
So let's talk about it. What are the day-to-day of a fundraiser look like?
My day-to-day.
What pillars goes into fundraising? What different aspects of fundraising?
The main part of fundraising is keeping up your connections and trying to make new connections.
Yeah.
And asking big.
But you're here in London every week?
Every week, because I meet people who came to the dinner, or new people, or new names, or go to visit friends, and just keep the flow going.
And you go up to a person, and what's your selling? What's your selling point? Well,
what we've discussed, the vision. People want to buy into this vision of 100 Yungalite sitting and earning, something which was mamash hayesh me'ayin, nish gewein, 4 Jahre zurück, nish gewein. As a koillel, people see as sie geht, as sofort, as the Yungalite sind zufrieden, me'efent nahe chabiras. People want to be part of it. I had one person I went into a couple of years ago. We verbringt for a long time. And ich habe gebeten für a scheines Schum. I asked him for a very nice Schum. he almost slapped me. He said, well, you've never been to me. Was trachst du, als ich kann geben? Like, why ask me? And I walked out of that place with a commitment to bring another 10 yingelat to Kollel.
Wow.
Told me, you bring another 10 yingelat, I'm going to help you towards those 10 yingelat.
You also recently had a story with a dinner where you asked for one number and you got like 10 times the amount. What was it?
So the dinner we did, this is an amazing story. Einer von meinen Chevra, größer Toimach, very, very special Yid from London. Very, very special. Get a sach, mamash hinderte. And he told me if we get 3 people by the dinner to pledge £50,000, each of them, he'll add on £25,000 to each of those pledges.
Wow.
I had it, I think, after I gave my drosha, and then I was going around getting the pledge cards. I had it within 3 minutes, I think.
Wow.
And the end of the story is, he calls me 10 days later. I speak to him every day, but 10 days later he called me. He told me I just made, out of the blue, £75,000.
Wow. That he wasn't expecting to make.
He wasn't expecting to make.
Wow.
Unbelievable. This year we've had crazy stories, and people are telling me the stories. We did the campaign as well, straight after next week after the dinner. The Thursday night, Lil Shishi, a guy from London, says he didn't manage to come to the dinner. How much does ein Geman cost? So whenever someone texts me that, I get very excited. Straight away text him back the details. $1,250 a chodesh, £15,000 a year. Are you in? He says to me, okay, I'm in. I'm going to push myself. He sent me a message that noch a balabas hat him geschickt. Er said, give yourself a push and you'll do it and you'll see siyata d'shmaya. Fine, he's in. We made Yisachas Vullen, and he's taking on to support one Ingeman. He calls literally a few hours later, he sends me a screenshot from an email was hat bekommen from the Arbeit, from our deal, £15,000 profit. Mamish out of the blue. These stories they go on and on and on.
Ich nehme sie hinter den Gelat.
You have to do it. Darfst halten bei dem.
So das ist, ja, einen Tag gesagt, du letztes Mal auf der friedige Podcast, du erzählt very similar to that point, und es gibt gesagt, das Ibe für den Neues von Game zu ducken. Und ich denke, man soll ein bisschen touchen auf dem, ein bisschen schon, man darf es heranbacken von Deulen. Aber man geht zu ducken.
Man nimmt sich hinter zu geben, zu ducken?
Nein, man geht es.
Ja.
Nicht man nimmt sich hinter, ja. Man nimmt, wie gesagt,
man
geht es, man sieht es zurück, Keifel, geflaim.
Jede Mal.
Ich bin gefunden mit einem Mensch 2 Tage Maka. Und ich bin gefragt, Gastmaße, er sagt mir, es macht so schwer, sagt er. 100 Pfund, geht mich auf 10 Pfund. Ach, heimisch, 20 Pfund, ich mache noch 80 Pfund. Ich sage ihm, der 20 Pfund ist 40 Pfund für dich, das ist Sach mehr. Ich meine, wenn Menschen realizen, dass geben zu ducken ist simpel, bekommst du zurück mehr und mehr. Ich sage, für mich das letzte halbe Jahr, für mich das letzte
man sagt das nicht. Man darf geben, even if you don't have these stories.
Correct, but
you'll see, you open up your eyes, you'll start seeing.
Als je getroffen kann Mensch, wo es sucht, wenn geht, ich mein letzte halbe Jahr oder mehr, ich weiß schon, ich gehe mal so easy, um zu sagen, Geschmack, jemand ging immer zu durch, ich bin so zufrieden. Like, lass mich geben, verwusst nicht, das du machst, das ist nicht mein Geld, wo das liegt in meinem Bankaccount, verwusst von wem?
Einer von den größten Tomchen gerät bei der Dinner in London. Und er gesagt, eben von der Chavetz Chaim, Stamm, wenn man geht, Stamm mit Chomim, Stamm, eine wichtige Sache für Menschen zu kennen, wenn man geht, Stamm mit Chomim, viele bis da am Oretz in der Welt, wusst die Gist von der Tam Chacham, wusst der Tam Chacham lernt zu lieb dem, geist der lernen in eurem Eimes.
Ja, so ist es willen.
Ja, viele als man macht nicht, kann ich Sachen wollen abmachen, aber man geht zu Tam mit Chomim, ich habe gehabt eine, was hat gesagt, ich weiß nicht, wie schwer und wie es tut weh. Wenn geht, aber he smashes himself up mit darf das Team. Ich hab einen, was schickt jedem Mal, was schickt der Geld, schickt er mit a reference loan.
Loan?
Loan. He said, after I'm gonna ask for it back. He told me the reason is, weil es ist so schwer, aber geht.
Können call Getter.
I had last night. It's
unbelievable. Sehr interessant.
Very interesting. But you see, when you spend time with these people, you realize it's not, especially even bis da gewesen. It's nicht kein leichter Leben. People drive them crazy. It's not easy. They get driven, they get hit up the whole time, and there's not enough for everyone always. It's I think that's a big thing as well. People have to darf sein zufrieden. Mit Gateshead, whatever he gives you, just got to be happy. He gives you the next year, he gives you less than he gave you you can't ruin your relationship over that, because then you're going to lose yourself. And if he has...
Aber du agree, die das an der Größe mit Chitzef, wenn kommst an ein Mensch. Zu haben, kommst an ein Mensch, der erste Mal in Beten, 100.000 Pfund, das 50.000 Pfund, es ist eine Nature von einem Mensch, nicht jeder kann das machen.
Stammen nicht. I'm a shy guy, by the way.
Yeah?
You come across very shy, yeah.
No, I
By the way,
was quite shy. I was Bemis quite shy.
Ich mochte sehr schämelig. Sorry, was? Ich bin sehr schämelig betätigt. Was?
Aber so sagst du mir
Ich bin sehr schämelig
Du
Mensch.
sagst mir, wenn ich komme in London, I strip myself from every vestige of Bishes. Ich darf Team for the Torah. Ich darf Team for the Ingelite. I have to pay them. They've got to be paid.
Oh, so because I want to ask you even further, meaning you're shy, nish shy. I'm sure you've come across people where you've been told like, okay, leave me alone, and I hatlam khop, was ist mein Leben, and to be able to go on afterwards.
Yeah, when there's a down, they are down. Yeah, it's part of the thing. What keeps me going? It's the passion and the unbelievable, unreal stories. Unbelievable, and I've got amazing people around me. Wenn ich hab es schwer ein Chodesh, ich hab Menschen muss geben Geld, lend money to make sure that jeder Ingemann gets paid on time. It's unbelievable. People want to be part of this, and people want to stitz Torah like I've never changed in the last 4 years. I've seen how it's changed, how the landscape has changed, and people young Ingelat from Golders Green, living in Gaben. They'll send me when something happens, even if they didn't pledge, when they have a deal, they'll send. You know, it's amazing. Last night I got a message from someone, £24,000 over the year. He came to the dinner. He never said what he's going to give. £24,000 over the year, out of the blue, I say.
Amazing. Now, ich meine, wir müssen reden wegen der Dinners.
Ja.
So eine Sache von anderen ist es. Muss gehen nach dem tagtäglichen Klappentieren. Ich kann nicht viel, was kann er machen, also ich kann ein Jahr.
In England ist du.
I think you're probably one of the biggest fundraisers in this country.
Das Gedenken als koillel hat nicht kein Income.
Yeah.
Not only relying completely on the completely on what people give.
Nicht du kann grants, nicht du kannst limit, es ist rein from the nations. Now, to raise this kind of number, this might so doing a certain strategies that you're using to raise these funds. And I think one of them is the dinners.
The dinner in Gateshead, the dinner in London, yeah.
So let's talk about these dinners. When was the first dinner? How do you come up with it?
So in Gateshead we made dinners right the second year we started making dinners.
Mm-hmm.
The idea over there in Gateshead was very much that we've supported this koillel. We did the first year, we're celebrating the first year, and we're ensuring that it continues. So we do a dinner every year in Gateshead. About be'erech 100 balabatim come together. Everyone's giving different amounts of money. Be'erech from that pleasant fund. And up we make a shiner event, a beautiful dinner, good speakers, good music. And I think the main Kehilla for the Gateshead dinners is that we're part of something. This is what we're part of. This is our koillel. And we said this year by the dinner we had raised, in Gateshead alone, we had raised over £1 million since we started.
Wow. I mean, du noch Kollel im Gateshead?
Warte, sie bekommen auch Geld von Gateshead. Aber ich arbeite auf dem jede Woche, go out with them. They, you know, they learn in the best medrash. They bekommen etwas von der best medrash auch.
But there's an argument to say was Sachmenschen tun so. Also was hast du machen denn? Why waste this money? Von 100.000 Pfund von Events, 70.000, whatever it is, that didn't when the cast game.
Maybe 100%.
Whatever the amount is,
It was way less than 100.
Yeah.
Of course, we did it. Next time, we're very careful. But budgeting is our first.
Nah, the living, the cost is.
No. My point is that
we used next level.
And we don't give shout out on this podcast for companies.
Yeah, but we will advertise.
Yeah, we will for sponsorship and supporting and avoid the. But now the dinners in the world has gone down with a huge percent. Number one, wegen charity campaigns, selling fantastisch machen. But number two was one kind of a waste of money.
People look at it
as if you're wasting money.
When ich bekomme, sag mal, arrangement, ich bekomme mein I used to get a lot of arrangements. Sie kommen Menschen mal angeschickt, Presents für Moses. Und ich habe gefühlt, das kennt man da hinten so nochmal an. Wo schickst du mich an, jetzt du Chocolate mit der Wrapping Paper für mich heranzuwerfen in der Garbage? Why spend unnecessary money?
Right.
Jetzt ganz mal Dinner.
So you have to make a question. You have to make a cheshbon. Gehst du bekommen das Geld on the dinner? Also ich kann sagen, klar, mit der Klarheit, als der London Dinner, ob nicht der London Dinner, we wouldn't have made what we made.
Okay. So do you look for down dinner paid for my is a decision?
It's like no shot. It's not even 10% of what we made. But anything 10% is normal. 10% is mamish normal.
That the cost of the dinner is 10% of what you're raising
of
on
what you
the night.
raise, but even more, bad some even more. People don't like it. They think it's wasting money. But if that's the way to,
Even if it costs you 30% of the raising fund.
Als du sagst,
ich sage allemal, die beste Sache zu nutzen der Gashmirs für die Torah. Beste Sache. Take a beautiful dinner, beautiful food, music.
Als du sagst, schieren, was werden sehr upset. Das heißt, Menschen gehen zu ducken, like, wenn es kommt an Moses, man geht das Splash, etwas an Dinner, etwas Splash, etwas an Koillel, man geht etwas an Macher-Sach. You feel flushing down. Ich habe mal eine Story, ich weiß nicht, was ich mir erzählt habe. Was, whatever, ich habe involved etwas an Moses gebaut. Ich kann nehmen, du, I don't want to Schulen. And I used to daven in Bishop's Avenue, aber Smedrish. And one of the owners of a big building merchant here in the UK, Ayid. And I got the Shachris, and I came to it for stealing, it's Boma, construction, I came to next to him Besmedrish, and there was two applications for Zantash. For his building merchant, one is for the company, and one is for the project for the Moses was the boss. Okay? Nehmt es, ins fillen so's, next to him, bring up opens up account. Also, ich bete, ich bestelle, ich gebe ihm den Preis, now look after you. So bestellt von dem, so ja, riesige Bins, like a 17-20 million pounds project. So bestellt von dem Moses loads and loads of Sachen. Der erste heute ist, he wiped off the invoice. Ich gebe die Zitzens, und sagt so, ich gebe eine Sache zu ducken, aber kann einer weiß nicht. Hast doch kein einmal nicht gesehen, man Nummern, of any paper, any organization. One person finds out from this. Oder ich bekomme ein Gift, it's over. Schau. Jetzt haben wir keinem gesagt, der nächste steht uns, der Balmoises haben uns gefragt, was ist geschehen? So erzähl der Masse, als just keep it quiet, keep it cool. Such für keiner mehr, wiped off. The next heute, ich gebe mal 50%. You're not speaking about 10-15,000 Pfund, the rest of the 100-200,000, big numbers. Gibt es einen Tag, Menahel Moses. Okay, ich gehe daran schicken von dem Mensch, Covid, Pirem, englische, chamische Torah von Art Scroll.
Yeah.
Scheine Sache, scheine Letter, and so on.
Next day,
we get the email. As per our agreement, no things can be angeschickt. Ich gebe es in ganz Lashem Shemaim. It's discriminated, account closed, oder kannst du bestellen for normal rate.
Wow.
Okay, this is a real visual.
Rabbi Povas geben was mamish.
It's a real story.
Want me to keep it quiet. They don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
And talk on gifts. Ich habe gesehen as the big Sachen. It's not necessary most times. For Simchas schicke ich heran. Zu the Menschen was gitte Yedidim größer Tamchim. Und aber chitz von dem gebe ich nicht Gifts und Sachen.
No, appreciation is important and of course that is important, but
Ich habe eine Gift, was ich gebe. Das ja, ein Messer, ein Challen Knife.
Ja. Du musst geben, kommt von Tuna Messer, weißt du?
Für was?
Steht in...
Chassidische Sache?
okay, but that make me no.
Nein.
Wie steht
steht
gemeint, dass Stunde alle Chassidim geben Messer.
Bekauft
am Messer. Mit Tunisch geben, aber Tuna kein Messer. Ich weiß aufsichern wie. Ich kann es Google searchen gleich.
Aber bei uns kann man geben.
Kijk, meinst du, das litwische Ruf sagt das?
Ja. Ich habe auf dem eine Inscription, Baruch Watzlacha Avrom Gurvitz von der Yeshiva. Das ist eigentlich, das erscheint nicht da so expensive.
Wie kaufst du eine Messes?
Von einem Goldscreen. Weil macht den Engraving.
Ich gesagt, das ist nicht Fundraising, Friendraising. Ich habe Friends, okay, Silber.
So, okay, so the next time the guns
out. Point message I use, I get the business. Ich kann doch basically auch verstellen Wholesale. Warum kann ich das dir?
They do engraving.
Ja, du everything.
Ich habe eine.
Ach nein, es geht weg von anderen Menschen. Das geht.
Nimm schon von uns von ihm.
Das kidding.
Ich ist Ari mit das für jeden Satin.
100%.
So Der lägst daran die ganze Arbeit, die Funders, der riesige Geld da wegzustellen, der koillel. What's the feedback of the Ingelat in koillel?
Ingelat in seventh heaven. Someone should go around once with a mic one day to ask the Ingelat. The smiles on their faces, it's Gan Eden to walk inside there. Also zufrieden, they're so looked after. We did now in the winter holidays, this is a beautiful thing. The winter holidays is the schwerste time for the Waber. The hardest time, the kids sind in daheim. Also schwer. Ich habe gemacht einen Tag in einem Saal. Jumping castles. Jumping castles, hot dogs and chip, a ganzer Tag.
Oh.
For alle Mamas mit the Kinder. That went down so well, and they deserve it. They deserve it. They're on holiday. Their husbands are sitting and learning a ganzer Tag in koillel. They deserve it. They deserve more than that. But it's something, these are the different little things we do, beautiful, really important. Jede Ingemann was hat a Kind, we send in a beautiful breakfast for the mama.
Small things.
Small things.
Der Mamas sind sich Mamas mit serious Nefesh.
Emmes mit serious Nefesh.
Ich wollte auch kommen, stand an 6:15 zu lernen, was mir das Mama leider Kinder schlafen.
Also ich komme heim, 7:30, jede Nacht. Then koillel from 9:20 in the morning. So Leben.
So sicher, die das sicher machen, als nicht nur die Ingeladen sind happy, auch die Waben können, weil das impact directly there.
Wichtig. Ich habe gesagt früher, ich mache bald, jede Winter macht man am größer, riesige, shine, beautiful Malav-Malka for the Frau.
Sure, so behind every successful man is a woman who complains, a woman who supports.
Unbelievable.
Ari ist auf ein Campaign-Hand für...
Ich hab es gesehen in Amerika, in Lakewood, sie machen das. The Adira Torah, the Naya movement from Adira Torah. I take a lot of ideas from them. It's unbelievable. They've changed in Galat Torah for the ganze Welt. They've changed, and they do for the wives. They do a lot of different things. I see what they do. I'm in touch with them.
The ganze Adira Torah movement is basically to cherish and
to cherish the Ingaman, and that's what we wanted to bring over here in England, and that's the passion that keeps it going. I think that's the passion of all the people that are involved in this, all the supporters, is Ingaman was an Leben is Torah, there's nothing better than that.
Can I ask a personal question?
Try.
How do you balance fundraising as schooners with family life? Well, bekommst a ganze Kick, the ganze, I'll call it your recognition, the attention, your tea stove from the charity. Ja, so ich aufschneiden, du mit sein,
Kollel.
Hanechemodim. How do you balance it with your kids? How do you make sure that Kinder bekommen das aufnehmen? You are away a lot. Mein, wenn du geretzt dich, bist du in London, bist du daheim bei Nacht. How do you do it?
Look after them. They feel very looked after. Come to a hotel.
Is your wife a part of the...
My wife it's her vision. Well, she's made it her vision. I couldn't do it without her. That's one thing for sure. As I get to mama, she's behind it all the way.
Shabbos, you home every Shabbos?
Home, I never miss a Shabbos. That's one thing. I when we started, told my wife, Shabbos and Belinid, I'm not going to be away. So I've never been away for a Shabbos. It's a big thing. Because Shabbos is the time you sit with Mishbucha, you connect. And Baruch Hashem, my Eltern are so supportive, and they've only in Gateshead. It's family support is very, very important. We've got it unbelievable.
But this is fine as long as you're fundraising in London.
I go to America as well.
Yeah?
I go once or twice a year. I go to America. Not that most of the money is made in England. After took America will be, but I believe very strongly as well that we in England and the UK should be supporting our mosters. Ich kann sagen, dass du nicht Geld für them. And it's a shame, even when it grows to a budget of £10 million. And we have to, that's where the work is. The work is in, people untouched. I mean, someone texted me we were working on something, and from the Tomchim, we were working together on something, and we thought, didn't want a meeting, it's not going to happen. Text me the next day, we would like to anonymously donate. The family would like to anonymously donate £100,000.
Wow.
Please send the bank details. It was in the account the next day. But I had about 3 minutes that I felt good that I had £100,000 in the account. An hour and a half later, it was out, paid out to all the Inglat.
Can I make an introduction?
Oh, I had phenomenal stories over here. Unbelievable stories.
La Mushel.
with people who have just come on board we had now by the dinner, someone came over to me, told me I was by last year's dinner, ich habe etwas abaya mit a binyan, ich habe a tenant schon, aber bekitzer, it's not ready for the tenant to move in, es kostet mich Geld jeden Tag, jede Woche, a lot of money, and if I sort it out, I'll give you a shine schim. The Masa didn't happen last year, he's still in the same predicament this year. Ich habe gesagt, say a number, how much you're going to give, and a date by when. If a mitzvah it gets sorted, you'll give by. Kitzer, he gave the number, the date. 2 days later, he calls me up. He tells me, you know what, we're starting something now. We're going to start sending Hashanah Schemiyeh de Chodesh. And the mitzvah, if it's sorted, we'll think. He tells me the next day, he calls me up. He said, we just had a meeting. As there's Yena and Yena Zach. We've been waiting 1.5 years for this. All of a sudden, it's suddenly falling into place, and we're going to be able to move the tenants in. Unbelievable.
So the Kirch von Nachzug is teuer.
It's also the feeling people have that they want to just push themselves and stretch themselves and do all they can to make sure that we could support the next door of Talmud Chachamim and make sure that we can grow this and build, maybe open new branches in different places. All of this without the support and people being so...
I'm visioning now a massive building. That's what I'm visioning.
I'm visioning a building of 1,000 new guys sitting and learning.
Wow, the stand is schief.
It's gonna be amazing. I vision it in Gateshead, in Manchester, London, Mitzvah.
Let's talk about, yeah.
I think we'll interview you in 20 years' time again, Mitzvah.
Let's talk about the 2030 vision.
I think you'll want to interview me in 10 years' time when we have 5,000 Ingelat.
Oh, mine. So...
Maybe Ari, then you'll be one of our fundraisers.
What mean fundraisers? Employment?
Friend raisers.
Yeah, he's working already for retirement. Will kann setzen zurück im Smarters lernen. And travel.
Ich habe sehr stark lieb zu lernen. I love learning.
2030. What's the plan for 2030? Wie viele Ingeladen darfst du halt nehmen?
2030.
Is that active? You mentioned Manchester, you mentioned London.
So
is that action plan for the next few years?
What I see coming, I see Be'erich in the next 3-4 years. I see that we'll be close to 700-800 Ingelat in Gateshead. Let's just
700-800.
We're now by
103 now.
This year will be by 160, 170.
Yeah, all right.
That's what we had 45 coming last year. I think it's only going to go up.
Ich mag mir doch ein bisschen nehmen, die Konzept, was gemacht in Kollel. Eine bonne Strategy, so wie kann wie mit sich zu bauen, sei Kehilla, Westcliff mit sich zu bauen, sei Kehilla.
Sie gewinnen, so ein paar gemacht Recruitment, wenn du in Stanford Hill wegen das. Aber die sagst bauen auf der Basis von der Koillel.
Bauen auf Basis of der Koillel. Basis on the sagen gemein, kimmst du?
So eine von der
guaranteed career.
So I want to finish up with a couple of questions. Just Kollel, you're talking about going around and recruiting. The Fußkannet is rule. The guys meeting dort in Zähnlichen gelat, and you sell them a product. Was ist der Message die ein Mann was hat der Passion, will sitzen lernen, but he's really worried about how he's gonna financially support his family.
I haven't, be honest,
yeah.
I haven't met that Ingeman.
So you're saying most of the Ingelat you meet is what?
They know that what they'll get from Kollel, if they want to stay sitting and learning, what they get from Kollel, what they get from the benefits, it's pretty much enough. What we are seeing, which is something that we're working on and we've put a lot of effort into in the last few years, extremely passionate about it, is frisch Ingelat. The way it works by the Litvischer is that noch the chasna geht man in Erzroa Poya. Now that's very expensive, it's very costly. You're blowing up 30-40k in a year. You know, you go there for 2 years, your naden's completely finished. The yeshivas, the kollelim pay less over there. It's not easy.
And the reason they go there is why? Because
why did they go there? Because that's where the frischkeit, the energy, that's where it all was. So we came with a thing which Ram Gurvitz was very much behind. He was saying he sees from the parents that come and discuss with him is that they don't have enough money to put down to support their kids in Eretz Yisrael. But it's a trend, right? That's what everyone's been doing. And when everyone's been doing something, wherever you are in the world, it's hard to change it. But that's something we've planted the seeds. And we have now very young Ingelait, Kinder, Mamish and Shona, 2 years after the chasana, 3 years. It used to be a Ingaman came back 5, 6, 7 years was normal. Today it's going down, and we want to have a place. We want it to be that in gleich noch ein chasana. They have chasana in England. Also wie in Stamford Hill, jeder chasidische Ingaman bleibt in London.
Stamford Hill, yeah.
Stamford Hill. That's what we want to have by the, like in Lakewood as well. In Lakewood, they alle Amerikanische kemat, or 70%, 80% stay in Lakewood. They get married, they stay in Lakewood. We want to make, and this, it's affordable. They'll save nothing. They can go and buy. Housing is cheap in Gateshead. Still relatively cheap. You can buy a flat, buy a house. You're in a Beis Medrash, which is unparalleled, where you've got loads of chaburos to choose from, loads of chaverim. It's big. It's, there's she'ifas, Talmid Chachamim sitting in the Beis Medrash. Whatever you would have had in Eretz Yisrael, that's what we feel we're offering over here, and we're seeing the trend slowly. It's going to take time, but it's slowly changing. That trend is slowly moving, that there's an option to stay in England.
To ensure that, like, a boche, fin yeshiva ran in koillel.
Fin yeshiva ran in koillel, locally. No, other fin yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael, alle gan in Eretz Yisrael, alle bochum gan in Eretz Yisrael.
But in Lakewood, yeah, fine. So fin yeshiva for me,
Lakewood, they come back out bochum to Lakewood.
Exactly. So that's one. In Lakewood, it's one besmensch for the bochum and you together, no?
Yeah. Well, there's 20 bottom midrashim, but
yeah.
I think we'll come to the stage where Bochum will come back from Eretz Yisrael as well, or won't go to Eretz Yisrael and will stay in England.
So that will become part of
these things they have to be, it has to happen organically, naturally.
Yeah. Gradually.
Yeah. And we're seeing it happen. Very, very young in Galat. In Galat, no kids, one kid. It's really something that's taken off and moving in the right direction.
And the support system is there, even if there's something unique when your mom had suddenly a is there a support system there?
That's something we also have in the koillel. Extremely passionate about it. And Avreichim Gurvitz has told me many times, as medaf noch kicken of jedin geman, even if it's getting very big, you have to make sure each young man still feels. We take care of if they need more money. We have a couple of chabura where the ingalat give jede chodesh. Someone there's ingalat in charge. They go around and we give out that money. Give out extra money when sedaf. But in Olam ben medaf, we have the connections with medaf.
So
it's like a nice, huge, cozy
It's a
family.
Kehilla. It's a beautiful, beautiful Kehilla, and that's how I would like the model to stay. I want it to be like that always. And if we open up anywhere else, it should also have that feeling. Shabbos. So tefillas of Shabbos. Gepackt, jeder Ingemann kommt Shabbos in der Früh. Rosh Hashanah im Kippur, Simchas Torah gewinnt, mamish. 100 Ingeleit, the ones that were in Gateshead weren't away by their parents, ich weiß. 100 Ingeleit tanzen. Ingeleit was sitzen und lernen, tanzen as Simchas Torah. It's a andere Sache im Ganzen. And they feel part of this community. It's priceless.
Lo dich verstehe, ist die ganze responsibility liegt auf dich, am I right?
The ganze responsibility.
You don't think it's going to get too much for you?
The Geld?
Is it
Geld?
Achrayes.
So Achrayes, ich hab Rosh Beis Medrash, was ist der Rosh Koillel von der ganzen Sache. Macht sicher, dass alle Sachen fahren, alle Chabiras fahren, alles geht, wie sie darf. Ich hab ein Office mit Menschen. We're in the middle of looking for someone else now.
What's the office?
Office, they work, they pay, they log the donations, data entry, events. It's a huge fun. Now I only have one person in the office. He's carrying all the projects. He's carrying all the marketing, all the advertising, all the bills. It's his. He looks after that. Keep on top of people giving their money, where they're up to, have they paid, all of that. Jede Tag in Galat kommen around, haben Schales mit the wage and the work and the benefits. We try and help them with everything that we can.
Everything from advice to support to extra when
we don't have all that advice support on official capacity.
But you try to help that also können bei Ems sitzen lernen und kann sagen.
Sitzen lernen über hat a problem, whether it's financially or it's something Epistaka needs help, and we're there for them. And we're there to can't specify different scenarios on the camera, but things that really look after everyone.
So Zelig, noch ein personal question. Wie lebst du?
Ich lebe ja koillel, man. I take a salary from the koillel. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. It's not viable if I would say that I'm going to do it as free of charge.
You don't take a commission?
No.
Why? I think you deserve a commission.
I don't feel, a lot of people tell me that the whole time. For me, it doesn't encourage me. It doesn't.
I spoke to
a commission won't give me the passion.
Yes and no. Everyone likes money. From the größte Rebbe bis the größte Schnorre. Everyone likes money. Ich hätte mal größt asken. Aber man geht wegen noch Geld, wegen zu ducken. Geist, was heißt, ich mach 20% Commission in days. Noch wie steht in der Torah? Also asken tun nicht werden, was soll schein.
100%.
It's more than...
gehört Nächten von einem. Gesagt, beschäm. Chazanish. Nein, nicht Chazanish. Beschäm einer größere Kollel. Was hat der Kollel gesagt, als 30%, als koillel darf nehmen 30%.
Was von der...
30% in order for it to have a kiyum, darf nehmen 30%. It was von einer von der größten Gedeuten from pre-war.
Ich glaube, wisst der Joke, nur von der Schillig sie gefunden auf Business Class und collected für koillel. Like the joke guy.
Ja,
was haben die koillel?
That's what I heard.
I think eingang noch Geld in Amerika, zu verstehen nicht stimmt. Dann für dich 50%, sie sind Business Class für 90%. Was bleibt für der Kollel, man? Der Kollel man gar noch Geld. Das ist mal so live in mir. You gotta do something for it.
You gotta do something for it.
But joke
aside, Ari,
joke aside, ich halt das asken. Eine was steht, again, eine was bei Choris not andere businesses, the cast is lost in the charity, but eine was this is on Yom and Valayla Zach. Ma hast the responsibilities in my Geld. Just my opinion.
I don't know what wage he's on.
Yeah, you didn't ask me what salary I'm on. But I want to argue with one point you're saying. A project like this, a moisad like this, which is, like we said, is probably the biggest budget in the country of relying solely on donations. A commission, that's not what's going to do it. It has to be much deeper than that to keep going and to keep.
Pure person has to be there, yeah.
When you come to a day, was man darf zahlen in Geleit und nicht duken Geld in der Kasse. Jede Chodesh ist so, nicht duken Geld und man darf treffende Geld, yeah. A commission's not going to do naught.
Okay. Just my opinion.
That's my opinion.
Do you...
Ich habe gerade größere Roshmoistes in der Welt. They're also...
Okay. Ich habe asking was that from the Geld, misnehmen Geld. That's the only way he's going to keep going and keep pushing himself to the next. But do you invest also money from donations?
The Wahlen nicht.
No, because I think thinking about the Ingelat, wegen Chassene machen, is a plan in place, weil eventually als Sunga 4 Jahre zurück in 15 Jahre Arim gehen alle Ingelat, die ich halt mal Chassene machen Kinder.
Yeah.
So
I think first of all a lot will have Taka moved on. But it's something we have to start thinking about. We haven't thought about it properly yet. It's something we have to start thinking about.
After the podcast. I can...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think I'm gonna finish with one question, and it's basically the flips coin of my previous question of the what are you selling to Ingelat? I'm gonna tell you now, I'm gonna ask you now to give you a selling pitch, mention it on their podcast, and I'm sure a lot of people are giving mass and are giving tzedakah, but when you come to someone and you sell them this product of the koillel, of the Ingelat, someone that wants to potentially partner up with something like that,
what's the pitch?
What's the message? What's the message to the oiler master?
Loud and clear message.
I want you guys to fundraising for him. Like,
yeah. This is, Baruch Hashem, Kanain Hora, loads of Siyata Dishma, has become the largest Torah movement of Ingelat in this country. And this is something that so many people have partnered up with. And the more people that partner up with the koillel, the bigger we can get, the larger we can get, the further we can take this, and the more connection each person who gives will have with Talmidei Chachamim in Gelat sitting and learning. We've seen in the last 4 years how the Ingelat are desperate for this. They're thirsty to be part of this. They want to come. They want to open new chaburos. We're opening chaburos on demand. Mentioned Beitin, Efana, Chosh Mishpach Chabura. This is something which is moving fast and going places. And we've got Reb Avram Gurovitz, the Rosh Yeshiva, the leader of Torah in this country, in Europe, leading this and guiding this. And this is something which is a no-brainer to be part of. The biggest Torah movement in the UK.
The future Lakewood of England.
The future Lakewood. We showed the video at the dinner,
It's
the opening words of the video was, "We are going to build the likes of Lakewood and me here in the UK." And that's what I feel and go with every day.
Listen, that's why here in this podcast, und dachte, aber nicht, wollte ich geschweitet, wegen ich habe es gesehen, ich habe es gefühlt, ich habe mitgehalten, ich habe gehört beide Drusches, der erste mit der zweite, ich nehme beide Dinners. Und ich fühle, dass du sagst auch Menschen, die was gehen connecten mit dem, was gehen feeling kind of, als nochmal uns kann ich supporten, nochmal geladen, was nicht gehört von dem, was kann ich adjusten. Und wenn ich das treffen in Manchester Land, das ist schon gleich angefangen mit den geladen. But it's more die was it is, es ist dabei stehen, es ist alle Teure so gelernt. Und ich kann mal aufkommen.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me. And my closing message would be that everyone should look at one video of a day in the koillel. You'll be blown away.
And where can they find this video?
We'll post it in the show
We'll
notes.
link it in the description. I want to say thank you to all the listeners and the viewers for all the feedback you're sending. And please keep watching and sending feedback and liking, subscribing. And stop something nice off YouTube, which would help us a lot. If you can hype the video, it will bring more viewers and more people will be zoiche to get inspiration from what we're doing. So thank you very much and see you in the next episode.